What's up, guys? Welcome to vizxlization. Nestor Adrianzen here again. Today I have a quick tip for you, and it's about this powerful function called Keepfilters. And of course, we're gonna use this function with the other powerful function called calculate. Okay? So guys, let's do this. So before we jump into the exercise, let's take a quick look at the syntax of each function, okay? So for calculate, you guys might be familiar with this function. If not, I'm going to share a link as well because I have a tutorial about this function. So calculate has two parts basically. So we have the expression and we also have the filter arguments. So the filter arguments of calculate override any previously existing filter on the same column. So all the remaining columns of the filter context are left intact. So this is very important, okay? So for Keepfilters, it only has one part, it's the expression. In case you don't want to override existing filters, you can wrap the filter argument with Keepfilters. This function keeps the existing filter and adds a new filter to the filter context. So now, if you are confused, don't worry, because this will make more sense when we are solving the exercise, okay? So let's go to the next slide. Practical case. So the question that we have here is create a table with a claim cost for the states of California and Texas only. Let's jump into Power BI. So here we are in Power BI Desktop. And of course, we already have a table here. I'm going to share this information with you guys as well. So we have a claim table here, and we also have another table called DAX measures. And we already have a measure here. It's called total claim cost. So this is basically the sum of every single claim cost, right? So our goal here is to find just the claim cost for California and Texas. So let's create a measure real quick. So right click and let's call this Keepfilters California Texas, okay? So equal here, I'll enter. And of course, we're gonna use calculate here. Let's do that, calculate right there. So the expression, for the expression, we're gonna use the first measure, okay? So which is total claim cost. So it's right there. So here for the filter argument, so we wanna filter just for California and Texas, right? So let's do that. State right here. Because we have two states here, we're gonna use in, and we're gonna use this functionality here, okay? So this is gonna be California, right? There you go. So I'll enter, close parentheses, and let's approve this change, and let's see what happens, okay? All right. So now we have the new measure here, and we can add right here a comma as the thousand separator. So let's drag this into the table and let's see what happens. There you go. So is that what we're looking for? I don't think so. So what's happening here? If you guys can see, we have California, right? Which is about 35,000. And we also have Texas here, about 47,000. So if we add these two states, I mean the claim cost, so we get 81,640. Okay, so what's happening here? So basically, if you guys remember the theory, so the calculate function overrides any existing filter in a specific column, right? So for this particular case, we were looking into California and Texas, right? So that means that if there is a filter for Arizona, so it doesn't obey because the calculate function overrides every single filter in that column. So that's why we are getting the same result for every single state. So in order to fix this, we need to use Keepfilters. So let's do that. So let's go back to the keep filters measure. It's right there. And let's add right here keep filters. And let's see what happens. It's right there, close parentheses. And of course, this is the expression for the keep filters function right there. So now let's see what happens. Fingers crossed, my friends. Boom. There you go. See? Now we only have the results for California and Texas. Why? Because for this condition, let's see, I'm going to show you here. So here's what's happening, right? So we only want to know the results for California and Texas. So we have California and Texas, right? And then the other filters should be there. So Arizona, right? But it doesn't meet the other requirement because we are looking for Arizona. We don't have results for California and Texas here, right? And right here for California, so we have the filter here, which is California and Texas, right? So it matches the filter. So it's right there just for California. And then for Georgia, so Georgia is not part of California or Texas, right? So that's why if we keep the filter, this is empty. And we can do it for every single state. And then finally for Texas, so we know that we are looking for Texas, so we need a result here. It's right there. So the filter for Texas is right there, and then the result is there as well. So guys, what do you think? Do you like it? So that's how it works. Now, if you want to create a quick visualization, you can do that as well. Check this out. How about if we add state here real quick? And how about if we add total cost? And how about if we add right here data labels? There you go. Control C, Control V. And now let's select the other measure. It's right there. See, you don't need to create a slicer because the filter has been already applied as part of the measure. So that's how it works, my friends. So now let's go back to our presentation. All right, guys, that was it. I hope you found this very helpful. If so, please give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, and of course, don't forget to subscribe because you don't want to miss anything. Thank you, guys, and see you in my next tutorial.